All right, so I have a piece of clay. You probably want about baseball size. You don't want too big because we're making paint palettes. And I am wedging it out first, and then I am just kind of pounding it down. I have it on a piece of plastic so that it does not get stuck to the table. And then I'm just going to use the rolling pin and roll it out, flip it over, use an even kind of movement when you're rolling it so that it's even on both sides. And I'm just flipping it back over, and then I check the thickness of it. So kind of hold it up to your pinky. You don't want it to be thicker than your pinky. So I keep doing that. You don't want it too thin because it will break, and you don't want it too thick because if it's too thick, it'll take forever to dry out and it could crack or explode. So next, once I have it big enough to where it's as big as the template, I'm going to take the template that I have, put it over the clay, and then I'm going to take the needle tool that I have, and I'm going to put little dots outlining all the way around the paint palette. So I do the outline of it, and then I'm doing where the wells are as well. Try not to lift the paper up completely off of it until you have gotten everything transferred on. If you need to look at it, maybe use one of your hands to kind of hold it at the bottom or the top to just kind of peel the corner of it to see if you transferred everything before you totally take the paper off of it. Okay, after I take it off, then I'm going to use the modeling tool, not the needle tool that we use to put the dots, but the modeling tool to draw the outline over connecting all of the dots that we did. I just put the sketch that I did right next to it so that I can still see it in case I forgot what the drawing looked like, so it's a reference. So I'm going to use the plastic modeling tool to just connect the dots that I did and redraw your outline. This is the only tool you use to draw. Don't use your needle tool because that one is just for cutting clay and tracing and transferring. It is too sharp to use as a drawing tool. So you can use a duller tool like this plastic modeling tool, or you can use a wooden modeling tool as well that's pointed and dull. I have a piece of clay on the side, just a little tiny one that I can clean off my liner tool with. Periodically, I just kind of stick it in that little piece and it cleans off any little crumblies that I have that are excess. So I'm drawing all the wells, and then after I draw all the wells that are on it, which are these circles, then I go back to my cutting tool, which is the needle tool, and I'm going to cut out the outline. Now the extra clay that I have, I'm going to spray it and with water, and then I'm going to put it back in the clay bags for recycling. So if at any time you need more clay, then you just go get it out of the clay bags, and if you have too much excess clay, you get it wet and then put it back in the clay bags because it's the recycled clay. Now what we want to do is make sure that you write your name and class period, make sure it's legible on the back of your project, and you always want to do this to your work. So you're going to use your liner tool and write your name on the back of your project, and then we're going to spray the clay and or your fingers to smooth out any hard edges. Okay, so I'm smoothing out the hard edges, and then I am going to do it on the front and the back. You need to take the time to do this so that your projects do not, they're not sharp. And then you flip it back over and you're going to push down to smooth out the wells and add any details to it. Then at the very end of class, you always want to watch the very last 10 minutes of class is when you will be cleaning up. You need to spray your area down with water or use the spray bottles at the desk and then wipe everything down. And clean your tools, put them away. Excess clay goes in the clay bags. Make sure you close the bag when you're done. And you put all your projects in your cubby and make sure that you wrap it up with plastic. When you're completely done, then what you're going to do is you are going to turn it into the roll rack. Show it to your teacher first to make sure it's not too thick or too thin or doesn't need anything extra done to it. And you take photos of it. So if it's flat, you need a photo of the top and the bottom. And if you have any questions, you can ask the teacher.